Hello and welcome to the All by the Popcorn podcast. I'm Alessandra.
And I'm Emily.
And today we are talking about Gladiator and Gladiator II with special guest my cat, who will be probably appearing sometime in this video in our living room today.
Might have already spotted her.
She's about. So yeah, we watched the first Gladiator last week and also the newest Gladiator this weekend. So, we had never seen it before. I have never seen it before.
I think I have seen the first one before. I do not know when. Probably in college.
Yeah.
That's when I was watching a lot of movies. I don't remember half of them.
Right.
So it was probably in college. Because that was when I had my Netflix DVD.
Yep.
That was constantly getting sent to me. And my school's library had a pretty good DVD movie collection.
I would imagine that this movie would be part of any school library's DVD collection.
I think so.
I
think so.
So the first one came out in 2000, and boy, did
Woof.
it feel like a 2000 movie.
Woof.
I know, woof. It has the elements of being a 90s movie and a 2000s movie.
It does.
It's like on the cusp of both being like a little bit like epic in the way that like, you know, Schindler's List was or something. And then also epic in the way that like, I don't know, like Titanic.
300?
Yeah, like 300, exactly. So like there's a lot of like elements that make, I mean, it's Ridley Scott, so he has his style. And it's usually
What's another Ridley Scott movie? Remind me.
Blade Runner.
Ah, yes.
I mean, a lot of things. Alien.
Oh, okay.
There
we go. Now it's jogging the memory.
I mean, he's like 95 years old or something.
Damn.
I have to see.
And wait, did he have anything to do with this new one?
Yeah, he directed the new one too.
Did he really?
I'm fucking serious.
Could have fooled me.
He was born in 1937.
Wow.
So,
what a time to be born.
I don't know how to do math. If he was born, so 100, he'll be 100 years old in 2037.
Oh, jeez.
Right, that's how that works.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay.
How many years from now is that?
30.
Like 15
13
years. 13 years. So he's 87, yeah. He's 87. Thank you, Danny. He whispered from the
whispered from beyond.
87.
Whispered from the black and white.
It's pretty great for him though. Like still making movies at this age.
Yeah, man.
Because, you know, some of his movies have been hit or miss lately. Like, he also made a movie recently with The Last Duel and stuff.
Yeah. Wait, was it The Last...
Yeah.
Was that the one with...
He also made the Napoleon movie recently.
Oh, that's right. We still have to watch that one.
We have to watch that one, but...
I mean, at this point, do we have to watch it?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, okay. If it's somewhere, I'll watch it.
This guy it's prolific.
The Last Duel, wasn't that the one with Adam Driver?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and...
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are people.
Right.
That's a choice. In the same movie?
Yes, all in the same
Adam
movie.
Driver.
Yes.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
And then the actress
that's wild.
Who's in the one who's in Killing Eve. Jodie Comer. She's also in it.
Michelle Yeoh.
Not Michelle Yeoh.
Oh no.
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh.
God.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
We were just talking about Wicked, so
I apologize.
In our apologies, we were talking about Michelle Yeoh like very recently.
Yes. I apologize for my ignorance. Okay.
We're talking Gladiator.
Let's talk about this movie.
So, it won Best Picture in 2000.
That's not surprising.
I know. I feel like everybody saw this movie and
what
was
it
like...
up against?
Oh, God.
We needed to have these answers ready.
We really did. It usually says it, like, right on the top. The Oscar situation.
It's so weird looking at this on the iPad.
It is.
It's either the computer or my phone. It's never on the iPad that I'm looking at this.
Well, okay. Won 5 Oscars. Let's look at this right now.
Shit.
Best Picture, Best Actor for Russell Crowe, Best Costume Design for Janty Yates.
Ooh.
Best Sound, Best Visual Effects.
Yep.
And then it was nominated for Joaquin Phoenix, which surprisingly he did not win this, which I mean, my God. And Best Director for Ridley Scott, Best Screenplay.
These are all nominees.
Best Cinematography nominee, yeah. So that year, I mean, this was the 2001 Oscars.
Are we able to click that?
I don't think that we are.
I
I'll have to look it up on the internet while you say some words about this very epic, dramatic movie.
Yes. Some words. Sandy. Bloody.
Yeah. Yeah. The slow-mo.
Sad.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
Very sad.
I like this movie because I feel like it knows what it is. It's not too complicated. And it has a pretty compelling story.
Yeah, I agree with that. It starts off with a pretty intense battle.
Mm-hmm.
We see Russell Crowe. He's a general, very high commanding general. Like he is the Emperor's like right hand general man. And he is conquering some lands for Rome. And it's a pretty crazy fight. We see some body parts flying around, lots of blood, lots of arrows.
Yeah.
It's
fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very, very, very epic opening.
Against the Germans, like the Germanics people.
Yes, the Germanic barbarians.
Kind of barbarian-esque people. Yeah, that's kind of how they're portrayed. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of Roman period dramas. Like, I feel like I'm kind of like, that's definitely one of the, like, I've not watched like the Medici movies. I've not really watched any of like which was later, obviously, but like, what
was the HBO show that was like Rome?
Just called Rome.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I also did not watch that.
I think I started to watch that and then I stopped. It just there are some time periods I'm more interested in, obviously, and then there are some that, I just kind of just skip.
So you saying that the Roman Empire is not your Roman Empire?
No.
Yeah. I mean, same.
I really don't think about it ever.
Yeah.
And ever.
But I like that we get this kind of little snapshot history of it, and
sure.
It kind of puts faces to people. So we're watching the movie, me and Danny, and the Marcus Aurelius is the previous emperor who is dying, apparently. He's old.
He's just old.
And
he's not dying.
Right.
He's
just an old man who's managed to live this long. It's pretty incredible, but
surprising for this time period, I'll say.
It's played by Richard Harris, who was the first Dumbledore.
I thought he looked familiar.
I heard that man's voice, and I was like, it's fucking Dumbledore.
It was the voice. It was that he said something, and I was like... Oh.
The way he says things, it's like his cadence of his voice and like the whispering that he does.
Yep, he does like a very soft whispering. Yes.
And then you instantly respect him, except for he makes a very stupid decision. Like two very, in my opinion, crazy-ass choices in the beginning of this movie.
One was
the fact that he obviously was fighting wars the entire time, which I guess that was his plight as emperor. But the fact that he had this dream to like give the power back to the Senate.
Right.
It's like you can. Like, you're the emperor, so do it. Why are you talking about doing it and putting all the onus on the person who's going to do it after you, aka Commodus, right? Or Maximus.
Maximus.
It's like,
because that's who he's going to leave everything to.
Right.
Maybe it was like a change of heart throughout his reign. Maybe it was like,
right.
He started off like, maybe for the betterment of Rome, I need to conquer all these places, make Rome bigger so that it can then be better. But like,
where do you stop?
You don't. That's the main theme of this movie.
And the dream is like too big.
Yeah, it's just Rome must be bigger. Rome can never. It needs to be more strong.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
never stop.
It feels like it's just an idea. And I feel like a lot of movies in the 2000s kind of did that. Like, the 90s. They were like dreaming and hoping for something, and that's kind of the like ideal that they're reaching towards.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work. Okay, the second thing, that the mistake he fucking makes is that he tells Maximus, okay, I want you to be my successor.
Right.
And he tells this to Maximus, and then he has to declare this to everyone.
Right.
Before Maximus can be the successor. But he decides to tell his crazy fucking son,
who he probably doesn't know is crazy.
I mean,
in hindsight, he probably should have known how he would have reacted.
I know he was a terrible dad.
Sure.
But
yeah.
still, you didn't think that your own son was actually mad enough to maybe murder you and completely take over as emperor?
Mm-hmm.
Like, your son is crazy. Like, this can't be the first time that he has exhibited this kind of behavior. Right? Like, how many...
Well, okay. I mean, he obviously knows about his son's character because he says that he's not fit to be emperor. So, like,
exactly.
He knows. He knows.
Right, like, how many people has that man almost, like, accidentally killed? You know what I mean? Like, he's off his rocker. He feels like the proto version of, like, Joffrey, kind of, the way that they put him in Game of Thrones, where he, like, is a spoiled, like,
sure,
brat who kills people.
Right.
Like, it's just, like,
but that's... Like, everyone in these movies are like that.
I know.
It's just, like, oh, I don't like what you're doing and I want power, so I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
I mean, that's how it was, I guess.
I would also like everyone to appreciate that we are filming this in front of Alessandra's Christmas tree. Because Gladiator is probably the most holiday movie that we could be talking about at this very moment.
I mean, it's certainly...
It's full of Christ. There's
yeah.
There's mass killings.
Yeah, there's mass sacrifices.
Christ, mass killings.
I mean, it's really...
Merry Crisis.
Yeah. But I thought it was a nice location.
Beautiful, beautiful backdrop.
Okay, I'm going back to the Oscar
next?
situation.
Okay, yes.
Movies that were up against Gladiator this year.
That year.
2001.
Yes.
Were Chocolat. I know you were...
Starting strong.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh,
that's a good movie. Aaron Brockovich, also a good movie.
Ooh.
And Traffic. Yeah.
Have I heard of that one?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it won over those things, and I'm sure there's going to be people out there who think maybe Aaron Brockovich or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon should have won. Not Chocolat, but it's on there.
I like Chocolat, but did it? No, it would not have deserved to win.
Is it because it's too whimsical?
I mean, I think it's a right amount of whimsical.
This movie had the editing of a 2000 movie in that there was a lot of color grading when he would like go into the afterlife. Like Maximus had this kind of like vision throughout the movie that I'm glad kind of carried on throughout the second movie.
It was like him in like Elysium, right? Like kind of like walking through the fields.
Right.
Just kind of at peace.
Yes, to meet up with his unnamed wife and child.
Well, and that was before they had died.
Right, but I think it's kind of like, it's like a future kind of...
It's like a foreshadowing.
Yeah, like a foreshadowing of what is going to happen to him, and so you kind of expect him to die.
I will say... Okay, wait. Can you history check for me?
Yeah.
At what point... obviously, the reigning emperors are the Caesars.
Yes.
Which one was Julius? Before or after?
He was before.
Before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because they call them Caesar. Like, let me see.
They say like Hail Caesar a bunch.
Right. That I did not realize that that's how it works in Rome. But
yeah.
Okay. Marcus Aurelius.
Because I will say, right now I am watching Xena Warrior Princess, and
right.
Julius Caesar does make an appearance, so I am technically watching.
So Marcus Aurelius ruled he was alive from 121 to 180.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. Julius Caesar. I think he was a lot earlier because in the
Right.
movie, so in the movie, Joaquin Phoenix's character is telling a story to Lucius.
Yep.
And he's telling the story of Cleopatra. So
Yep.
that was much earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Julius Caesar was 100 BC and died 44 BC. So it was like 100 plus years, almost 200 years before. Okay. More than 200 years before.
I see.
So that's why the story was like there's at one point he's talking about the death of Cleopatra.
Right. Because the snakes.
Yeah, so let's talk about the performances because
yes,
the story is very simple.
Sure.
Like, so you're going from like it's like the top to the bottom, and then climbing up to the gladiatorial ring for Maximus, which is Russell Crowe.
Yep.
Who gives a very tough guy performance. I mean,
yeah,
he basically is. He basically is exactly what you would think somebody like him would do at that time. So I'm not gonna like knock that bit because it's such a tough life. So he doesn't really have much emotion.
Yeah, no, I think the way that he played this role was very well.
Yeah,
like because he's a general who just these are simpler times. He is a general, so not so simple, but like he wants to get back to his simpler times.
Yeah.
Of just
his
be
home.
with his wife, be at his home with his family.
Yeah.
And, live out the rest of his days not fighting.
The Caesar's like, what do you want? And he goes, I want to go home to my wife. And then he's like, well, you can't.
Wants. He's like, yeah, but like,
don't you want to be in power?
Like, wouldn't you rather
be in the most like precarious position in the whole world?
Yeah, it's like, wouldn't you rather be living in Rome amongst your people where you've never been?
He's literally from fucking Spain?
Yeah, I forgot that they call him the Spaniard.
Yeah, he's from Spain.
Yeah. So that happened. So that's a fact.
Okay. I mean, it's cool. He's a cool character.
He's right, yeah. He's very simple. He's exactly what Marcus Aurelius would have wanted.
Yeah. He's cool. He's level-headed. Literally, at the one point, he's like, I don't want it. And he goes, that's why you should be the emperor. And
that's why you need to have it.
And I'm like, oh, God. He's like Jon Snow. I mean, but then again, like, this is a movie that came before a lot of movies where that trope was like a thing. Like,
right.
It's like it's not the first one, but it definitely has like the elements of things that like what came after, like Game of Thrones. Like you can see how it can directly come from the filmmaking that this movie started. And that is just, I love it when you can really directly see that,
Yeah, which like I feel like a lot of stories like before this one were a lot of underdog stories where like this man is obviously very good at what he does. He's very great at battle and strategizing, and he is obviously fit for what he's been given. But again, he's just such a perfect person to like want to put in practice. He doesn't want it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's like the next wave of like, not underdog, but like the another type of storyline, stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
Character archetype.
And then we've got Proximo, his little like he's like the gladiator owner dude who used to be a gladiator as well. Oh
yes, that guy. The guy that buys him.
Yeah, and he's got this really gruff, like he has this face that's so young Indiana Jones to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's got the sweat sheen, it's got that
and like
old look, like
that
this
and,
man looks like a different era.
Ian McShane.
Yeah, like so like traditional theater kind of man.
Yeah.
He works so well in this role.
Yeah.
He's really, really great. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a really great like
Oliver Reed.
Like pop of color.
Yeah.
Within these kind of like stale, colorless like characters.
It's true. He's got like a round face with like all this white hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just got pizzazz.
Yeah.
And like
a little bit of a
Charisma.
personality compared to fucking Maximus, who has like no personality. I mean, it makes sense because his family died. He's kind of given up on life.
His family was murdered.
Yeah.
He was almost executed.
He's
so now
he's a fucking slave.
He's out for revenge.
I know.
He's now a slave.
Yeah. He also meets Jimon Hansu, who's Juba, and I love this guy. I mean,
he's really great.
Yeah, he's always great in anything, and I mean, does he die? I don't remember seeing him die in the end.
No, because at the very end, he goes back to the ring,
right?
And he buries his little figurines.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Would have been really cute to have him as a cameo in the new movie.
I know. But he probably also would have died like Gracchus.
He probably died somewhere later.
He probably went home to his family.
Or that.
Yeah.
Or that.
Okay, let's talk about Joaquin Phoenix and Connie Nielsen together, because the majority of their scenes are together.
Sure, yes.
And honestly, they both play off of each other super well. They're the two best actors in this whole movie. Like, yep. I don't know what it is, but they carry this fucking movie. Like, it's incredible. Their like relationship and what they say to each other is fucking great.
Their scenes are really powerful because they really help push the story along. Like, they're the ones that are like kind of talking about the environment, like, as it's happening, and kind of
the political scene.
Yeah, and Maximus's like effect on the Roman people while he's fighting in the gladiator ring. Like, they're kind of explaining to you what's happening around them through their dialogue. So it's very important scenes that these two are in, because Maximus is just like fight, and he's like, together.
Yeah, he's pretty bland.
Stay together. All together. Like, that's what he does.
Yeah, but like Joaquin Phoenix, I mean,
he's a freak.
I knew that he was like this in this movie, but I did not know, like, he gives this incredible performance. It is like so good. It is so creepy.
He's so creepy.
I love him so much.
And off-putting and scary, and just the rings around his eyes just get more sunken.
Is fantastic. Like, I love it.
As if like he's not sleeping and like he's so stressed out. He's just getting crazier and crazier by the end of the movie. Like, it's insane. Like,
he's fantastic. He's honestly,
a freak, man.
I love that guy. It's not like I didn't expect anything less from him. He's truly like this role. He's such a baby in it too. Like, he's so young.
So young.
I mean,
that
God,
was crazy.
It's a really good role. I think you need to pull up that a little bit.
It's
more.
Falling.
Yeah. Why don't you do that while I chat about Connie Nielsen?
Okay, bear with.
So Connie Nielsen, I do remember seeing her in Wonder Woman. Yeah, she's Hippolyta in that.
Oh, I remember that. Was real.
Yeah, which is perfect because like I would think that Hippolyta would be like the direct like line from her role as Lucilla. Like, she has so much power. Like, she is such a powerful actress, such a amazing like stoic actress. Yeah, she stands her ground like so hard as like the only fucking woman in this movie, and it's like, she's amazing. She's amazing.
She is, and she's really doing like everything in this movie. She is like appeasing her brother when he is like lashing out and being crazy. She's trying to protect Maximus while
she's in a really difficult position
in the ring.
Yeah, and
she's also trying to like overthrow her brother all at the same time. Like, she's in a very precarious situation, and it's very amazing to see her play all these different roles. Yeah. Like, it's amazing.
And I was like, I'm going to spoil it here.
Do it. This movie's from 2000.
Well, no. I was sorely upset with like how her character ended up in the second movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was upsetting to me that this is what they decided to do with her.
I mean,
like, she deserved better.
Yeah. There were many different ways I wish the second movie had gone. That wasn't the way that it was.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
We'll talk about it. So there's anybody else in the cast that we need to bring up? I think it's okay. I mean, Derek Jacobi again as Gracchus. I love that guy.
He appears again in the second movie as Gracchus. That was super cool.
I was really happy about that. Also, the kid who played Lucius was really good too.
He was
I got
in
it.
his little cute little freckly face.
I gotta shout it out to him. So
He's cute.
Danny did tell me while we were watching this movie that they didn't. The screenplay was kind of one of those things where they were writing it while they were filming it.
Really?
And apparently the actors did a lot of like improvisation based on their like interpretation of it and creation of it while they were making the movie.
I can definitely see that within like the Gladiator ring and like, you know, kind of what all the gladiators are going through like on the back end. But like even Joaquin and her
yeah, I
parts?
think that there's a lot of, it was kind of like, they said that it was like a movie that had maybe like an hour's worth of content. Like the screenplay was like an hour long and they needed to beef it up basically.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane
To
me.
Okay, I'm going to read this trivia now. Russell Crowe later admitted that he initially felt unworthy of all the praise and the Oscar for Best Actor that he got for this role. He won for it.
Yeah.
After seeing the completed movie, he felt it was a director's film and that the Oscar should have gone to Ridley Scott instead.
Who didn't end up getting
No.
Best Director.
No. And Oliver Reed died 3 weeks before the principal photography ended. So, because Proximo was considered...
Did he even get to see it?
No.
No.
Because Proximo was considered a key character, a clause in the movie's insurance contract would have allowed the filmmakers to reshoot all of Reed's scenes with another actor.
Oh.
It would have been $25 million.
Oh!
However, most of the actors and crew were exhausted from the punishing schedule, and Ridley Scott did not want to cut Reed from the movie, and the script was rewritten, and a body double and CGI were used to give Reed's character a plausible resolution.
Whoa.
I mean, that makes sense. He gets, like, murdered from the back. Do you remember how he's killed in the movie? They come storming in from, like, and he's like, ah! But you only see his back.
At, like, the prison break part?
Yeah.
Like, at the, yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, he kind of saw it coming.
Okay, here we go. Hans Zimmer's score is one of the best-selling movie soundtracks of all time.
What did I text you?
So, I was watching this fucking movie. I was like, this sounds just like Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, this has to be Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
We look it up. It is Hans Zimmer. Emily texts me that same exact thing. What did you say?
So, okay. I sent Alessandra the gif of Mr. Krabs going, that
Smelly.
smell, that smelly smell, that smell that smells smelly.
Yeah.
And I changed the words to that sound, that soundy sound, that sound that sounds soundy.
And it was
And it was Hans Zimmer.
It basically, he used the same song twice. I
He
swear
did.
to fucking God.
It sounded like there were parts of it that were spot on
It
to
was,
Pirates.
it was in the tense part where he goes,
Yes.
dun 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun 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 dun,
Not,
dun,
exactly,
dun,
not
dun,
exactly like that,
dun,
but
dun, dun, dun.
very close.
It
yes.
sounded so much like that. It was basically the same
That
notes.
would have been a really good movie trivia. Remember when I did movie soundtracks for my trivia during COVID? That would have been really good as like kind of like a trick.
Right.
Like playing that specific piece.
Do you think anyone would have gotten that right? Nobody.
As glad no, absolutely not.
And
it would
you
have
know
been
what?
so hard.
They did not bring it back for the second movie because we looked it up. It was actually a different different composer for the second movie.
Oh,
of course
sure.
they used the same.
didn't get any sense of Hans Zimmer in the second movie.
They
Not
used
at
the
all.
same theme, which is the main theme of the main song, which is a beautiful song.
Oh,
It's like the one in the credits and stuff like that too. And
when
when
it
he's
sounds like Enya.
yeah, it sounds like fucking Annie.
Sounds
Literally
like
what I was gonna say. His fingers are like touching the leaves. That part, that's kind of like the calming, and it's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah.
They use that, but they didn't really use much of the other stuff. I don't think.
No, I can't. I mean, it's already hard for me to remember soundtracks in general with movies, unless it's Pirates.
Right.
Unless it's Pirates.
But the
being
Pirates
played.
theme song, the soundtrack to Pirates has to be one of the higher ones, obviously, because it's
Iconic.
fucking amazing.
It's iconic.
It's like that, obviously Hans Zimmer has some really, really good ones, but, okay. This is just a little background about Commodus. He was initially favored by the Roman people. He lost that status, though, as dramatic acts of megalomania.
Oh!
He's often considered the initiator of the fall of Rome. During his reign, he incorporated his name into many common terms, such as the terms for money and the people. Eventually, Oh, there goes Luna. Yeah, Commodus, it's like, it's, you know,
I feel like I've
money is named after him. Like,
Really?
yeah, like, currency. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, that
Eventually,
sounds familiar.
the citizens and the Senate had enough of this rule. He was poisoned, and when he vomited out the poison, he was strangled. Afterwards, the Senate returned to the language of what it had been before Commodus, and many of the statues himself were taken down.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Poisoned, then thrown up,
Yeah.
then strangled.
He's kind of like Rasputin.
Yeah.
Tried to kill him because he sucked.
Yeah.
But I did like how he died in the ring. I don't know what he expected. I mean, what did he expect to live? Like, why did he do that?
You know, confidence, overconfidence.
I mean, it was really weird. It was like he really wanted to best himself and prove to Lucius and prove like,
yeah,
I'm
to his people.
People should be
that
talking
he can,
about.
yeah, that he can take down this rebel.
It's so simplistic. It's like, oh, there's Luna.
Okay.
It's very simplistic.
Jesus Christ.
She's very hyper right now.
She's got the zooms.
Okay. This is Russell Crowe's favorite American movie he has done. And Maximus is his favorite
This
role.
is probably my favorite movie that he's done. I don't know.
Is it better than Robin Hood?
Oh, for sure. I don't even know why I had a weird fascination with that movie.
He was 35 when he played this.
Oh my gosh, that's only 5 years older than us.
Yeah.
In 5 years, I could play Maximus.
I feel like Joaquin Phoenix was pretty young as well.
Oh yeah, because he's definitely younger than Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
He was a baby in this. He looked like he was at least...
Oh, this is interesting. I actually asked Danny about this when we were watching. It is a common misconception that a Roman emperor put his thumb upwards to signify that a gladiator was to be spared, whereas thumbs down meant that it would be no mercy for a downed gladiator. In reality, this gesturing was the other way around. Thumb up symbolized a sword action and thus death, and thumb down sheathed sword, mercy. The crew was aware of this while making the movie, but since thumbs up is considered to be a good sign nowadays, they decided not to confuse the audience.
I mean, yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Pretty much today, thumbs up and thumbs down just means yes and no.
Right, exactly. So you could be saying, should I kill him? Yes. Should I not? No. Like,
yeah.
That also makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why they had to flip it. I feel like it would make sense. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Okay,
but now it's not historically accurate and therefore a bad movie.
I can imagine that there was some liberties taken.
There's
with this
definitely
movie.
someone out there that's like, Gladiator's the worst because they got the thumbs up and thumbs down wrong.
Gladiator's the worst because the CGI was bad.
CGI was bad.
Oh.
We're now being stalked over by Luna.
Yeah, she's staring at me.
Her tail is like, she's giving us a thumbs up.
Yeah, she is.
Kill them.
Why is it just setting up like that? It's literally like this.
A right angle.
Did you hurt it?
Did you zoom too hard?
No, I think it's fine.
Her tail's fine.
Oh my god! Jack Gleason modeled his character Joffrey Baratheon in the Game of Thrones after Emperor Commodus. I stand correct! I fucking just said that!
You just said that. Wow. You just answered all the world's questions.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to look through all these, or do you want to look at the medicine?
Nope. I'm done.
Okay.
Wait. Plot keywords.
Yeah. Plot keywords. There they are. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. We have.
What's that first one? How are they? Wait. Why are there subgenres, plot diagrams, and plot details? What happened to all of the plot keywords?
Why are they so expanded out now?
Is this how it is on your phone? Can you check?
No, you told me not to grab it.
No.
I literally said I could grab my phone before we started, and you're like, no.
I thought you grabbed it.
I did it.
All right, well, it's too late.
Okay, I'm gonna read them all.
They've separated them into they've
on
all right.
The iPad. They have 3 different. I'm gonna read all of them. Here we go. Subgenres: sword and sandal action. That sounds like a euphemism, an innuendo for something. I don't know what.
What?
Epic action, sword and sandal genre. Sword. And I guess a sandal.
You get the chocolate.
Get the chocolate. All right, we got epic action, period drama, epic adventure, and then under plot time frames, we have 2nd century, and then under plot details, we have Roman Empire, gladiator, slavery, combat, battlefield, and 319 more.
Wow. All right.
Okay, what's the Metascore for this one?
This movie got a 67 Metascore.
Whoa!
Pretty much exactly how I figured this would be. Okay, we have to go to the Metacritic website here because we have to look, and it takes like 10,000 years to get
down. You could have just clicked it at the top.
What are you talking about? I always go down.
Why did you do that? You could have literally.
Okay, we got it.
Never mind.
Oh no, not Sonic.
Oh god, not a pop-up. Okay, hold on, we gotta watch an ad. and it's half of it's off the screen.
What am I supposed to do about this? Oh no, it's good. Okay, so this movie got a 67 Metascore. It got 33 positive, 12 mixed, and 1 negative review.
I thought it said 68.
67.
You're right, sorry.
This has 4 100s.
Very nice.
Yes. And the lowest, there is a lot of reviews. Okay, the lowest is a 30 from the Washington Post. Take it away.
Washington Post says, "Friends, Washingtonians, countrymen, I come not to praise Gladiator, but to bury it."
Oh my god. I feel like they could have come up with a better stinger than that.
Yeah, that was kind of lame.
It was. Was that the dog that barked at you in the alleyway today?
I think so.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of you.
It didn't even look like it was barking at me. I think it was like barking at you walking up the street.
Oh my god.
Like it wasn't even looking at me when it was barking.
That is so funny. Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Somebody said, well, it's better than the Phantom Menace.
Oh. That's mean.
That is so funny. Okay, I'm going to read the 50 from Chicago Sun-Times. It says, it employs depression as a substitute for personality and believes that if the characters are bitter and morose enough that we won't notice how dull they are. You know who's not dull is fucking Joaquin Phoenix, okay?
Joaquin Phoenix, nor,
Proximo. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
Everyone else, pretty dull. I agree. That's fine.
LA Weekly 60 says, filled with brilliant filmmaking and features, outstanding performances, it's neither profound enough to pop, nor popped enough to be great. It's mournful, serious, beautiful, and finally pointless.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's great. I love that.
That's pretty good.
It is. It's a great review.
It's pretty good.
Okay, you get to pick one. Probably a green one.
I'm gonna pick... Can I just pick on 100?
Sure.
All right. It's time. Whoa.
What are you doing?
Portland, Oregonian.
Yeah, by Sean Levy.
Sean Levy?
Is that the same guy?
No.
I need to investigate. Read the...
How do I go back?
Up there. Read 100 and I'm going to investigate.
Okay.
If Sean Levy, the film producer, was a film critic at some point.
Okay, let's see.
Just pick one,
okay,
man.
I'll do the Seattle Times. Seattle Times gave it 100. There's a thrilling sense of transcendence that won't let go from the first masterfully constructed frames in Ridley Scott's Modern. I cannot read from this angle.
Dude, take it. Pick it up. Read it in front of the microphone.
Oh, God. Modern epic of ancient Rome. It's that very rare feeling that you're settling into a movie whose individual elements are so finely attuned they fuse into a singular construct of pure entertainment. Are you not entertained?
That was high praise for that movie.
That was very good praise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, well, let's take a break and we will be right back. Okay, we're back. Honestly, I need to know if this is the same Sean Levy.
Did my thing fall down again? That's fine.
Is it?
No, I think it's fine. I'll just make sure to talk more this way this time.
Okay. No, it's not the same guy.
Different Sean Levy, everyone.
Yeah.
False alarm.
Yeah.
False alarm.
False alarm. False alarm.
False alarm.
Okay. So let's go to the new film.
Gladiator II.
Yeah. We saw this in theaters.
Specifically at the Alamo Draft House.
That was fun. That was
my
fun.
first time going.
Highly anticipated because Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal are in this movie, and
the current daddies of cinema.
Yeah, some baby girl action going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
But and also a big fan of Pedro for a while, especially since Game of Thrones again.
And Denzel
coming back around.
And Denzel, icon.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
yeah. So of course,
pretty good cast.
Yeah. We were really excited to see this movie. And I think generally after seeing the first one and kind of forgiving the first one for its flaws, being that it was made in 2000, it's not going to be... and I'm comparing it to other movies that came out during that time, which is like Harry Potter, the first one, and Lord of the Rings. I mean, Lord of the Rings, to me, is like a better movie than Gladiator.
Oh, for sure.
But so like when
Even
you're...
the first Harry Potter...
Yeah,
is a better movie
than
Gladiator.
And I think like there's just elements that make it better than Gladiator. So
yeah,
I was of course not anticipating that the new one was going to be like that. Like, but I thought maybe it would be a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was expecting going in. I don't think I had seen a single trailer. All I knew is that Paul Mescal was going to be in it and Pedro Pascal. So, but other than that, I really didn't know like who was going to be having a cameo, like kind of who Paul Mescal was supposed to be, if he was going to be like an entirely new character or a recurring character from the previous movie.
Yeah. Obviously before I saw the old movie, I had no idea that this new movie was going to be sequential to the first one. I thought it was going to be a totally different story.
Yeah. I totally forgot that Russell Crowe, that Maximus's son, gets murdered in the first movie. So I thought, as I was starting Gladiator, I was like, oh, I wonder if Paul Mescal is going to be like Russell Crowe's son.
Well, he is though.
I know, but like his other son.
Right, his other son.
His other son that didn't die.
Right.
Which was it said?
No.
In the first movie that Lucius was...
No.
Okay.
They added...
Just checking.
No. There was a conversation between Macrinus, which was Denzel Washington, and some random other dude, who I guess was a senator or something, who was saying, everybody says that Maximus was the father to Lucius.
So, but that's just rumors.
Right. It's a rumor.
So it's still not even confirmed.
No, Lucilla would know. Right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think she does.
Sure.
Yeah, she
was married before.
It's kind of retconned, though.
She did have a husband.
No, I know, but
her husband died.
But I mean, it was like a barely a husband situation. He died.
Which I'll say, poor, what's her name?
Lucilla.
Poor Lucilla and her choice of lovers, and then they die. All of them. Every single one. All of them. All of them.
Yeah. You're right. Well, I feel honestly like her first husband wasn't really her choice. I feel because she's the daughter of the emperor, like it's gonna be...
It's like arranged.
Yeah, and like...
Yeah.
And her brother was so creepily into her. It was like he wasn't gonna marry her off again.
Ugh. Right.
He's so creepy.
Nasty.
I love him so much. He's so fucking creepy.
So nasty. And that like real asshole thing that her dad said. He was like, I really wish that you were born a
man.
Son.
I know. Because
it's like, you would have been such a great Caesar if you were born a man.
You'd think she would, but okay, again, they make crucial fucking mistakes. In the same way with the first movie, they try to plot to overthrow the government. They try to plot to overthrow the Caesar.
Right.
They try again in the second one with the help of the senators, and they don't keep it secret at all. Like, they enlist a guy who is clearly like a little sketchy. Why would you trust him with this very important information? Speak out loud all of your secrets so everyone can hear.
Yeah.
It's like so... What? This should be happening like under the covers in your own bedroom. Like, this should not be happening.
Yeah.
out in a way that everybody can hear.
Yeah, I'll say the first movie did it a lot better in the way of, like, everything feeling more discreet.
Yes.
And, like, secretive and, like, conniving. This just felt very messy and, like, totally oblivious.
You know what I said to Danny? I said, this is like, they're playing checkers and we want them to play chess.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like no one was thinking more than a step ahead of them.
Also, no, they're not playing checkers. They're playing, like, fucking Chutes and Ladders.
Yeah, well. They're playing Candyland.
They're playing Candyland.
Yeah. None of it is in their control.
They're playing fucking Mousetrap.
I know.
Which I've heard is a very confusing
There's
name,
no
actually.
strategy. Like,
yeah.
That's why I said Candyland, because you can't, you literally are
It's
at the
chance.
mercy of chance in that game.
Yeah.
So it's like...
They're playing Candyland, we want them to play
chess.
Chess.
This metaphor is going out the window. So yeah, that was a big annoying part of it, for sure, because there was so much that was told to us, and there was so much that was explained, and it just didn't need to be explained. Like, just keep the story going.
And it was and it was kind of a really, I'm gonna say a boring rehash of, like, the first
movie. It's like, okay, so how is it different? It's not. The characters have their spiritual ancestors in the first one. You can align them with every single character.
Yeah, I mean, I would have at least liked a little bit of, I mean, I did miss, like, the first, like, second, which you
was
said,
only a moment, and you missed the beautiful, like, the best part, which was, like, these beautiful fucking
great
oil painting animations of the first movie. With no words, just, like,
and it was just
visuals.
And they gave you no extra information about, like, how these emperors came into power.
There was no information. It was just basically, like, a shots from the first movie that was just replaying some scenes that were important from the first movie to recap you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all you missed. It really wasn't important. You had just seen the movie, so.
Yes. I also think that I heard you very briefly at the end of the movie say that the screenplay was bad.
It was trash. The screenplay was fucking trash. I feel so bad for taking this movie apart because I just wanted it to be better. Like, I wanted it to be better.
They had nothing, like, even with how little Russell Crowe said, like, in the first movie, he was at least motivating. Like what he had to say, what little he had to say was at least very good improv, if it was improv.
He was stoic.
Very stoic.
Yeah. He was stoic.
And dull as a doorknob.
Yeah.
But stoic. He was a stoic, sturdy doorknob.
Yeah, with no personality. But
with no personality.
He's a good hero.
But it's okay. He's a doorknob, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have personality. But, like, this one, everything everyone said just had no meaning, had no impact.
It wasn't artful.
It was just messy gobbledygook.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
It was a mess. It was a mess.
I just felt like they needed to give better lines to people. Like, especially Denzel Washington. He deserved better.
Yeah, they had him say such stupid things.
And they had to...
I mean, you have Denzel here.
And he's trying to give this performance some flavor. He's trying to kiss everyone all over the place.
He's just kissing every
cheek.
He's
kissing the hands, the cheeks, the ears.
He's kissing every part of people's faces.
I know.
And that's all he can do to really flavor up the lines.
I know. I know.
Which are just the limpest overcooked noodles.
It's so true. It's like they just needed another draft of this.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't know who else agrees with us. We're just a little harsh on this. I just wanted it to be as good as fucking Dune, and it wasn't.
My favorite part, honestly, was a slightly drugged up Paul Mescal flirting with the doctor.
Yeah, so
that was my favorite part.
Truly, he had like 3 or 4 scenes with this man, and it was always sexy. Every single time. He smiled. The only time he ever smiled in the whole movie was talking to this guy.
Smiling.
Yeah.
And he was just, like, looking deeply into this man's eyes, and I was like...
He was getting pain,
gosh.
like, he was getting sewed up, and he was, like, enjoying it, because this guy was doing it to him. He was like, wow, what am I watching? Are we watching a totally different movie?
It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing happening right here on the side that, like... I hope other people noticed.
I know.
And I will say, the water scene
That was fun.
That was fun.
It should have been longer.
It should have been longer, and it should have just been a part of a better movie.
Yeah, I just got really annoyed with, like... And also, so Pedro Pascal's in this movie for no reason. Like, he doesn't have a flow.
No, he's there to be Lucius.
Pedro Pascal?
Oh, Pedro Pascal. I think it's a Paul Mescal. I'm sorry. These two men's names are way too close together.
I know. Yeah, he's kind of like the guy who's supposed to be like the villain, but then he's not because he's too sympathetic of a character. So then they kind of turned it.
Because he's like, basically like Russell Crowe in the beginning. In the beginning, where it's like, you know, he's conquering places
but
because his emperor told him to.
He has a heart of gold.
Like, yes, he doesn't want to be doing this. He just wants to go home to his wife and his family and whatever. He doesn't want to do this. So it's like he's pinned as the evil person
immediately from Paul Mescal.
And then we lose him way too soon.
Well, and when we lose him is when it's supposed to be a turning point.
Yeah.
That Lucius feels, or Hanno, Lucius, feels that they, like, that he is he accepts that he is the son of Lucilla.
Yep.
And he accepts that General Acacius, Pedro Pascal, is actually a genuine human and that he didn't mean to, like, kill his wife, right?
Yeah. And that his anger should not be towards him, it should be towards the Emperor.
Well, of course. Of course. So it's kind of like, but we don't get that emotional. All of the shots are, like, mid-shots. They're, like, shots of people's chests and above, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's not a lot of head, like, emotional close-ups, I feel, that needed to happen in this movie to give you the emotional weight that these characters are trying to have this, like, very big emotional, like, arc.
Yeah.
That needed to get to this point, and you just, like, don't earn it.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying, like, Connie Nielsen is trying to be, like, the mother, try to, like, plead with her son, and then only in the end does it really kind of work for him, but it's just, like, it happens, and then you're like, okay, then we have to continue with this extra plot that Denzel Washington is the ruler now. Like, it's kind of like a really weird...
It's the pace in which, like, the twists are happening
yeah.
are all done in the wrong places, and then what follows the twist is just, it's not satisfying.
Right. And the lead up is all explained to us. There's no mystery. There's no, like, you get to see specifically that he is Lucius. You get to see all of this backstory. It's like, why are you showing this to us? Like, I don't feel that it really added to the story. It doesn't really, like, it just kind of is over-explaining. And I hate it when movies over-explain things.
Yeah, it's like, once we learned that, you know, Paul Mescal was Lucius and that he was sent away, we didn't need a scene of cute little baby Lucius being put on a horse and getting and trotting away.
It's so, like
it's just, we were literally, like, we could put two and two together.
This movie is made in 2024. Like, we don't need this to be shown.
If you wanted to give us some backstory, like, give us, like, how these two freaky emperors, like, came into power, and, like,
we didn't hear anything about that.
And, like, yes, like, and maybe, I don't know, like, maybe we kind of learn a little bit sooner that Lucius was sent away, and then we can kind of see his upbringing.
I know, something.
Like, that would have been cool. Like,
we got none of that.
Yeah. Nothing that I was truly interested in.
No, absolutely.
What we were given was not interesting.
So, okay, I will give it to Joseph Quinn and the other guy in this movie who's the other twin, Fred Heikinger. They were fantastic. I loved that Joseph Quinn was not trying to be Joaquin Phoenix. Obviously, we didn't want him to be exactly like him. Mm-hmm. He gives, like, honestly, an incredible performance, like, for what he's given. Like, he, in many points, he's kind of registering the madness around him.
Yeah. And
trying to funnel it. Mm-hmm. But then you also realize he's trying to protect his brother who has, like, syphilis or something. Or whatever.
He has some sort of ailment.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And, like, so he's kind of, like, there to just, like, in his mind, he's actually trying to protect his brother.
Right.
And I think that was the most powerful story to me.
Sure.
In the movie.
Sure.
Because, like, Joseph Quinn gives such a great performance. Like,
yeah, he's really great.
He's, like, you kind of are expecting him to be like Joaquin Phoenix, and he's not. He has more depth.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even a little bit more with it, because I just didn't feel like I connected with them enough.
I mean, they're not on the screen enough.
They're not on the screen enough.
It's like we needed more.
Like a couple extra scenes, like kind of, again, getting where they're coming from, and their motivations other than just staying in power.
No, it's absolutely true.
Because just playing an emperor who's trying to stay in power, like, isn't fun. Like, you need to have some other motive, or have some other hidden agenda, or have something else.
Playing fucking checkers. Like, I swear to God.
Like just, like, and like Joaquin, your extra thing could just be you being a little freak. Like...
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
That could be it.
I know.
But, like, obviously, don't do that. Do something else. But, like... So, I think they were fine. I mean, obviously, I love Joseph Quinn, and I think I completely agree with what you said that he was, but I thought they were fine.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It was whatever.
It's because of the fucking screenplay. Like,
yeah, garbage.
They deserved better.
Absolute garbage.
God. Yeah, Paul Mescal. Our friends asked, "How was Paul Mescal?" And we were like,
"No." She asked, "How was Gladiator?"
Right.
And you said, Paul Mescal is hot.
That's the facts. Okay.
And our friend was like, okay, yeah, but how was the movie? And we're like, Paul Mescal's hot.
I mean, so is Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
He's kind of baby in this, too. He's
beautiful curly locks.
Yeah, he really looked like his hair was really nice in this movie.
He just looked like a gorgeous, gorgeous man.
Okay, I'm going to go to the trivia. Paul Mescal's got this insane Roman nose. It's just unbelievable. I love it. Oh, I forgot to go to the trivia. That's not what I'm doing. Sorry, the app is not the best. I don't know where anything is on this.
We're not good at this.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Do you want to read some of these? I read a lot of the trivia last time.
You read all the trivia.
Pick it up and bring it over there so you can...
Damn it. Okay. That's too long. I don't want to read that. I closed it.
Oh, Emily, no.
Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. The rhinoceros fight was originally meant to be in Gladiator 2000. It was changed because the special effects of the time couldn't convincingly recreate them a real rhino.
Oh, yeah.
And rhinos are impossible to tame.
Well, right. You can have a real run, of course.
Oh my god, that, like, feast that they went to and they had, like, the rhino head.
Yeah.
Like, just sitting on the table. That was fucking
Also,
wild,
there was
man.
a monkey in this movie. There hasn't been a monkey in a movie in forever.
There were lots of monkeys.
Well, yeah, that's true. There was the scary baboons.
There was the baboons.
And then there was, like, the micro monkey.
And then the baby monkey.
And Danny was like, you're not allowed to film with live monkeys in America, but this movie wasn't filmed in America. It was filmed in Croatia.
There you go.
Yeah. And it was hot. Hot Croatia.
Oh, yes.
Hot on set.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, you could tell. Looked exhausting.
Something about accents. While most of the cast used British accents for their roles, including the Irish Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington was criticized for using his American accent in the trailer. He said, "Whose accent would it be? What does that sound like anyway? You're going to end up imitating someone and end up with a bad African accent." Washington was criticized for using a London accent for Queen and Country, one of his early movies.
So because of that criticism, he's like, I'm not going to do accents anymore.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean, yeah, no one can fucking
leave him
cares.
alone.
This is one of those situations where obviously no one is speaking any of the languages that they actually did speak, so it doesn't actually matter.
Okay, this sounds hilarious. To film the baboon sequence, Ridley Scott cast 12 very small stuntmen. Some of them were not children, but tough teens, quite tiny. He dressed them all in black tights and put tiny whiskers on them as well. And we went to war with stuntmen.
That's fucking great, actually.
So it becomes a stuntman brawl of savagery. So then I had all the physicality recorded of the actors. I removed the guy in the black tights, put in wireframes of baboons where it looks good, and then put on the flesh and the hair.
That's amazing, actually. That's a great idea, because they really have to do some physical fucking fighting. They can't just do it with nothing.
Paul Mescal bites one of them.
He does bite it, and he earns its respect.
And it was nasty.
It was disgusting.
I was like, oh, don't bite the monkey.
The fact that the end of this movie, like, Denzel Washington, again, is being so stupid. Like, it's him against a fucking gladiator, and he's, like, twice his age. It's like, what? Like, it's the only thing standing between Rome's peace is one fragile man? Like, really? It's so... I know this is a movie, but geez.
I mean, dude, this is what we talk about. We gotta get passionate about it.
Him getting his arm chopped off was frightening. I hate it when people get their arms chopped off and things. It scars my brain. I cannot forget about it.
Remember how I told you how I cut my finger and I like showed you how I cut it and you're like, ugh.
No, I have a really hard time with like limbs.
You don't like it.
I really do not.
You don't like limbs getting injured.
No, I don't.
Ooh, some interesting other cast choices. It was reported that Timothée Chalamet, Miles Teller, Austin Butler, Richard Madden, and Paul Mescal met or auditioned for director Ridley Scott, with Mescal being one of the firsts and leaving a lasting impression on Scott.
Obviously.
Barry Keoghan was originally cast as Emperor Geta.
Oh, I do remember that.
But had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's a freaky little guy.
Yeah.
He would have been too close to Joaquin Phoenix's performance.
He could have been freaky in some other way. I think he would have been good.
Well, yeah, but then I don't know. Like, he's too freaky little guy. He'd be exactly like Paul. He'd be exactly like him.
I think it would be fine.
All right.
The Colosseum boat battle scene began shooting in 110 degrees Fahrenheit heat at Malta Film Studios in the summer of 2023. An actor strike shut down filming for more than 3 months, and the boat battle finished shooting in 50 degrees Fahrenheit temperature at the same studios in January 2024.
January of 2024? That's this year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is crazy, because that's not even a very long scene.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh. I did really like that they had the fake rowing, like, for the guys to use, the gladiators to row with.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that they had, like, kind of a little athletic
area, like a little gym.
Yeah, a little gym.
Yeah, they had a little gym, and they had a little rowing machine.
And I mean, I was like, it's the fucking erg. Like, it's a rowing machine.
Yeah, it's a rowing machine.
Oh my god. I mean, I can imagine that they really had stuff like that, you know? It's kind of one of those things where you're like, the Romans were really primitive, right? And it's like, they could have had, like, a fucking rowing machine. Like, they probably did.
Yeah. This one's kind of cute. Eagle-eyed viewers may spot an unnamed bearded character in a white robe bearing a strong resemblance to Proxima, played by Oliver Reed in the first film. And a couple of shots at the back of the Emperor's box in the Colosseum. This was a subtle nod to the late actor. Okay.
I mean, I did notice that guy, but...
Apparently many scenes that were filmed for the movie were cut from the final product.
Oh! I could really see that being the case. Like, I feel like they just filmed a smattering of scenes and they, like, tried to string it together with a story. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
How aggravating.
Ridley Scott didn't need to pay Russell Crowe anything or need his permission to reuse footage from Gladiator as per Crowe's original contract in the sequel. However, he nonetheless paid him $50,000 as a goodwill gesture.
Ooh, okay, that was good. Thank you, Emily.
Some good ones?
Also, he loves the first movie, so of course he'd be like, yeah, take it, whatever.
It's his favorite movie.
Yeah, I love this. He did win the Best Picture for it, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the unnamed disease is syphilis. That's exactly what I said.
There it is. There it is, everybody.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Syphilis.
Confirmed. Okay. Plot keywords.
Oh, I gotta pick it up again. So I can talk into the mic,
these are just, again, they've split them up between...
So this one doesn't have a time period one, which is weird. Okay. Keywords. Subgenres. Sword and sandal action again. Epic action. Epic adventure. Epic drama. Period drama. And then plot details. Bare-chested male. Battle. Legacy sequel. Gladiatorial combat. Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Bloody violence.
No, that's that movie. That's the movie.
That's the movie.
I mean, truly,
There it is.
Bare-chested male being the first is 100% right. He spends like most of his time having no shirt on.
As it should be. I will say.
Oh.
It was sad when his wife gets shot in the beginning of the movie.
It is. She was beautiful, that
She's
actress.
very
Oh my
beautiful.
God. I was struck.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful lady. Okay. So this movie got a 64 Metascore, which is just 3 behind the last one.
Don't click on that Sonic trailer.
I didn't click on it.
Okay.
It got 38 positive, 22 mixed, and 2 negative reviews.
Wow.
I don't know how many 100s. It at least got 1.
Oh, I can count for us.
Oh, I
One.
can count for us.
I can count.
It just got 1. Okay.
Well, I can't count. 1. It only had 1. Okay, here we go. The Washington Post gave it a 37. I think Washington Post was the lowest on the other one, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the Washingtonians one.
Friends,
Washingtonians, countrymen.
Countrymen.
Do they do it again? Do they? Please say they do.
They don't.
Oh, okay. That would be
don't.
so funny.
At nearly 2.5 hours, the movie is fun to watch until it's not, and then it becomes a chore.
Yes! That's what I was thinking, because I was like into it up until a certain point, and then I was like, it slowly started to sour. I was slowly turning into somebody who was like, oh no, this is bad.
Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so the second lowest one,
Okay.
from Larson on Film, gave it a 38. Washington has the most fun, swishing about in dangling jewels and flowing robes, while Mescal, one of our best young actors, struggles to define Lucius outside of Crow's shadow. As for the relentless fights and battles, I found them to be increasingly tedious, even the wild ones with animals, given their reliance on CGI effects.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Very much agree.
Definitely. Okay.
My mic has fallen again, but I'm just going to leave it.
Okay, I'm going to read the 40 from New York Magazine Vulture.
Okay.
The thrill of the action sequences just underscores the hollowness of the rest of the enterprise. Sure, not all of us spend a lot of time thinking about the Roman Empire, but those who do deserve better than this.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
As much as that meme is annoying as shit, they do deserve better.
Let's read the 60 from Hollywood Reporter. It says, in terms of brutal spectacle, elaborate period reconstruction, and vigorous set pieces requiring complex choreography, the sequel delivers what fans of its Oscar-winning 2000 predecessor will crave. Battles, swordplay, bloodshed, ancient Roman intrigue. That said, there's a deja vu quality to much of the new film, a slavishness that goes beyond the caged men forced to fight for their survival and seeps into the very bones of drama overly beholden to the original.
Yeah. I'm also sad that there wasn't like a good group camaraderie in the second one.
Yeah.
Like that was a really good part of the first movie was like, it wasn't just Russell Crowe. We had like, you had Juba, and we had that other big tall guy.
Yeah.
And
it was sad when he died.
It was very sad when he died. And they all came together because they all had a purpose where it felt like Paul Mescal was almost like on his own, like doing everything kind of like he was trying to rally the people around him, but like was failing miserably.
The 72 from Atlantic says, for all the fun it's having, Gladiator II does require a working knowledge of its predecessor's story to understand the stakes, which also means it magnifies the original film's flaws. Oh! That was a 72. Okay,
really?
Let's go up to the 100, and I will read it.
Okay.
From Entertainment Weekly, it says, as with its predecessor, what elevates Gladiator II in the cinematic arena is the ways its themes and dialogue underpin its outrageous spectacle. David Scarpa's script is also fiercely intelligent. What?
No.
Maureen.
Wrong.
I don't know why you think that's the case.
Wrong.
It's like we're watching different movies.
Are you paid to say that?
There is a lot of green here. Like, people think it, like, they're like, this really isn't entertaining and deliberate.
People think that it's a good movie.
I mean, but was I entertained?
No.
I was half entertained. I was entertained for the first half of the movie.
I was entertained by Paul's bare-chestedness. And him flirting with the doctor. And Pedro Pascal for like the 5 seconds that he was alive. That's it. Other than that, I was eating my fish and chips.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they kind of gave a lot of, like, higher rankings to these little blurbs that don't seem to be... Like, I feel like they're kind of knocking it a little bit more than a 63. But,
yeah, like, that 72 seemed more like a knock than it should have been a 72.
No, it's true. And, like, all these really high ones, they kind of picked, like, these blurbs that are really high, but
it's a little
who knows?
Fishy. It's a little fishy.
Yeah. So, anything else we have to say about this?
I think instead of a 64, I think deserved more like a
55?
Yeah, 57.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It definitely needed to be yellow. In my mind.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. We just have a lot of the same thoughts about movies sometimes. It's kind of shocking to me.
Yeah, there's a very rare chance that we don't think the same.
I know.
But weirdly enough.
It's weird because I'm like, does everybody else see this the same way as I do?
Which I apologize if that's not very fun for you guys to listen to. I'll try and be the opposite of everything else Andre says.
No, I don't like being contrarian. I really like agreeing.
So did you actually like it and you're just
No, I didn't. I spent most of the time going like this. Lifting my hands up into the air.
It's
God. Everything Connie Nielsen deserved was not there.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I feel really bad for her because she couldn't even...
She couldn't pull it together
She couldn't
either.
even pull this movie out of whatever hole it was digging. Like, it's...
The political intrigue needed to be more interesting. It just was not.
Yeah.
It needed to be like Game of Thrones, is what I was saying. Even though that's a show, so obviously it's hard to do that, but... Just like, again, felt like nobody had any secrets. They were all just laying everything out on the fucking table all the time.
But there are a lot of very well done political intrigue shows, like, I mean, movies that can do it within a movie time frame.
No, absolutely.
And this was a 2.5 hour movie. They had enough time.
Yeah.
They had enough time. They were showing us a bunch of gobbledygook when they should have been showing us better shit.
Okay, well, I think that's it. I think that's all we have to say about Gladiator.
So our final thoughts on Gladiator, Paul Mescal was hot.
Yeah. That's it.
So if that's enough for you to go see it, then go see it, babe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stop you from going to see this movie if you haven't seen it yet.
You should definitely take a look at those thighs.
Sand and sandal, you know what I mean?
Sword and sandal action. Lots of sword and sandal action. All right, that's all we have to say about Gladiator 1 and 2. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and IMDb. We are also on Amazon Music, Spotify, and Acast. If you want to email us, please do that at allbythepopcornpodcast@gmail.com. You could also follow our social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Well, I said these way out of order.
Did you?
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, which we filmed this episode, so definitely go to YouTube and check out the filmed version. On YouTube, just search All By The Popcorn or All By The Popcorn Podcast, and we have merch, so please check that out. But thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Goodbye!
Bye!